Vishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpadam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Bhashyakrito Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavadhyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam Tamagocharam Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranatosmyaham. Durlabham trayamevaitat Daivanugraha hetukam Manusyatvam mumukshutvam Mahapurusha samshrayam Labdhva kathanchet narajanma durlabham Tatrapi pumstvam shruti paradarshanam Yastvatma muktyai nayate tamudhadhihi Sa atmaha swam vinihantya sadgrahat. Last time we saw this. Having gained the rare human birth, labdva kathanchit narajanmadu. Tatrapi pumstvam shruti-paradarsha. There again, one has studied Vedas, one has studied Shastras, had have some exposure to scriptures, had have some exposure to religious forms, had have exposure to cultural forms, and lives a way of life as a Hindu lives, etc. But then, in other words, here is a person who is well educated, a wise relative in terms of Shastra study, etc., is living a life of Dharma Artha Kama, person committed to Dharma Purusha. So this is the Purushartha that one has to initiate by oneself. Artha Kama is natural. Without any education, people will pursue Artha Kama. But one has to work for Dharma, discover. And that is, as I said, purpose of education. Traditionally, the Gurukul Vasa teacher not only taught other vidyas necessary for their professional life, like Pandavas had to learn Dhanurvidya. That is okay, it was taught to them. But then, along with that vidya, one has to learn this dharma, adharma, what is proper and what is improper. One has to relate to society. one has to become a contributory member of the society. Very beautifully observed in 81st or 82nd report on education system, modern education system, which was tabled in the parliament when Vajpayee's government ruled, and they wanted this sort of vis-a-vis analysis about this education system after the millennium. It said modern educational centers are merely information transmission centers. They don't educate or prepare a student to become a contributory member of the society. One can have big degrees. One can have CS, or one can be super specialist surgeon, or one can be the most very highly qualified data analytics engineer or artificial intelligence engineer. But then if you look at their personal life, if you look at their social life, they are naive. Because education system doesn't have any syllabus, nor any methodology, modern system, nor they see the need to do this. Our educational system was such that Guru taught them these values, these dharmas. What is your dharma? As a member of the society, your kartavya. And not only teaching, but his teacher used to empower the student, create a commitment or value that I must live a dharmic life. That is why this country was called Dharma Kshetra. Kshetra means land. A land where people, all of them were committed to dharma. That is what is uniqueness of Hindu society. And that is why Rama is ideal. Across India, every village has a Rama temple. Every village has a Shiva temple. And when this Ram Mandir was built, still that happiness or that value to go and have darshana of Ram Mandir Ayodhya is so much that they are daily have almost 1 lakh, 2 lakhs plus visitors. Even now, vacation it is more, because dharma was our identity. And such observations I have seen by the judges of Madras High Court, Calcutta High Court, Bombay High Court. When I was searching for Ram Setu evidences, I came across some of the judgments where judges observed, look at these Hindus. They know if they speak truth, there will be some capital punishment. But once they take oath, they never lie. Look at their honesty. That's all such comments are there in some of the judgments. So, Gurukula or educational system prepared the student to know and follow dharma. And marriage is also for dharmic life. Therefore, she is called Sahadharmacharini and he is Sahadharmachari primarily. Not Sahabhogachari and Sahabhogacharini. Not Saha-professional and Saha-professionally. Nowadays, they look for competent and compatibility, professional compatibility. That never was a case. So, Dharma Purushartha. Here is a person who has Dharma as a Purushartha, plus some knowledge about Vedic way, Vedic wisdom, Vedic mantras, etc. And still na yateta mudadi. And still that person doesn't work for moksha, doesn't pursue moksha, he is a muda, doesn't see the goal. the purpose of human existence, the purpose of human life, or purpose of doing seva, or purpose of following dharma is to discover Viveka. When your antakarana is shuddham, there is a Viveka, and Viveka leads to Vairagya. Maybe you have done punya karmas in the previous lives. You don't know. Suddenly you get attraction to a Swami, or attraction to some institution, or some seva work. That is all punya. And that has to lead to Vairagya. Vairagya doesn't mean just, as I've said, giving up the things. Vairagya means knowing the value of things. Everything, money, power, pleasure, connections, everything has only Vyavaharik upyog. It is not Paramarthik. They are functionally and incidentally required to work in the society. But that cannot give me permanent happiness. That cannot give me permanent fulfillment. The sense of contentment that I am looking forward to through all the pursuits. The bottom line of dharma, artha, kama is only this. I want to see myself as a happy and satisfied self. I want to discover a self which is at home with myself. At the moment, I am not at home with myself. There is so much of discomfort in being what I am. Therefore, there is always an ideal life. And therefore, there is always something lacking in my life. Not a single day of our life passes where there is no agenda left out. Like corporate world, there is a meeting, there is an agenda. Every day there is agenda. Every stage of life there is agenda. And that keeps changing. That is the bottom line. And I want so when you say Vairagya, means to understand none of these achievements, none of these pursuits gave me what exactly that I wanted, to discover this fact, to see this fact, that there is no connection between what I have been doing and what I have been achieving, or what I have been discarding, and what actually I am seeking. This is an important word, actually. We think I am seeking money. We think I am seeking some pleasure. I want new mobile, or this new product of Apple, or some new car or something. But ultimately, I want to see the self which is happy and content, which is relaxed, which is at home, which has a sense of fulfillment, that I am a fulfilled person. That is missing. To see this connection, that there is no connection between what I want and what I'm doing. So two things need to be understood. What exactly that I am seeking, and what exactly that I am receiving, in spite of all my pravrittis and nivrittis. That will lead to Vairagya. That means Vairagya is objectivity. Do what is to be done. Have what is to be required to have. This idealism that Vairagya means no money, Vairagya means no clothes, at least some clothes, less clothes. Vairagya means you should not travel in a car. No, this is not Vairagya. This person walking on road, I know many sadhus who never use vehicle, but I have the ambition that for money and publicity and yes and all, it is there. Inside there are so many cobwebs. They needs to be cleaned out. Then you can clean them up. By external way of life is not just simply internal, inner freedom from sense of compulsion to have something, sense of compulsion not to have something. This sense of compulsion is there purely because a sense that I am not okay. And when there is a Vairagya, that person looks for some other source to discover fulfillment. He or she knows that all the known means can never give. Like that Arjuna, nahi prapashyami mama panudyat yachoka muchoshanam indriyam. I don't see Anything can remove that shoka that I am carrying. Like that Maitreyi. When Yajnavalkya says this money and all that, he says, Yena aham amruta nasyam tena ham kim kurya. What am I to do with these things? Which will not lead me to immortality. Please understand, immortality word means fulfillment. Otherwise, people think immortality means you hang on for a number of years. And after death also, you have freedom to come back. That is immortal. Mukta Purusha has always come back. It's not, if you come back, you are ignorant. Simple as that. And if you are wise, there is no possibility of coming back. When the whole Sukshma Sharira is dissolved into Samasti. Ignorance is the bonding which holds the Sukshma Sharira. And Jiva takes the Sukshma Sharira to new Sthula Sharira. And then another Sthula Sharira. But for an ignorant person, only Sthula Sharira is dissolved, and people take care of it. Whereas in case of wise person, Sukshma Sharira is dissolved into Samashti Panchamahabhutas. So there is no, because ignorance is not, that means there is no Karana Sharira. For Sukshma and Sthula Sharira are absent thereafter. So immortality means fulfillment, Puranata. Purnamadav Purnamidam. Immortality means Atmaratihi, Atmatruptihi, Atmanevacha Santushta. That I want and nothing can give me. Then person pursues moksha. And if he or she fails to discover this goal of life, who is he? He is a Mudadihi. Mudadihi means the fellow has no clarity about the goal of life. The fellow is deluded. Deluded means seeing something what it is not worth. Listen, Vairagya is this. To see something more than what it is. To inflate the values of the objects and relationships and situations. We blot it out. Remember our childhood? We blotted out the value for balloon. If the balloon bursts, and the baby cries that as if the whole house is to burst. The tantrum. Balloon is so important for the baby. You blow out, blowing the things out of proportion. Balloon is okay. I will not touch balloon because I have Vairagya. No, why should you not? You have it balloon, but no, it is pastime. It is not ultimate. For the baby, it is ultimate. So anyone for whom the worldly possessions, including power and name and fame, is ultimate, he is a baby. Yamaraja calls them Bala. The Samparaya Pratibhati Bala. So this Mudati, because you don't see the real value of it. The study of Shastra helps you to cut the things to the size. That is why money itself is not bad. Like we hear the stories, Mahatma didn't touch money. Even now there are sampradayas, they don't touch money. But they will carry one grostha with them and tell them, give him the money. What is the use of it? How do we know you did not take it away from him? They are running ashrams, they are building temples, but we don't touch money. What is that? If you feel that I should not touch money, that means money is powerful then. No vikara should take place, even if I touch money. Why touch money? I should keep money. Bank cashier touches crores of lakhs of rupees every day. But he is anasakta, asanga. Money itself is not innocent. It's just a tender, mutual for bartering things. You barter the tender for some buying the things. And as a Mahatma didn't touch the money and his disciple wanted to test it and put the rupee coin under the bag. And Mahatma slapped and he jumped as though some spring was there. Like the jumping board, children jump. And he jumped out and said, because there is some money. Arre, stupid fellow. If such fellow really jumped, I would say he is not worthy to be called as Mahatma. 1 rupee coin can make him jump. Think of it, some devotee comes and gives him lakhs of rupees. He will go. What is this? It's just a tender to conduct Vyavara. If you want to run an institution, you need money. Simple as that. If you want to travel, you need money. If you work in a society, you need money. Even as a sadhu parivrajaka, you need money. Today, parivrajaka can't travel on the road. And even if you travel on the road, next village fellow will not give you the food. You have to have some money. So there's nothing wrong in money. It's such as buying things, and it can buy the things that I require. Why should you? Like a car. I have a car, big car, because I travel on highways and I need little safer car, because I have gone to Yamloka and shook hand and came back with Yamraja in 2017. my both front wheels were broken, and it was going from eastern side, and it turned into, jumped the divider and turned into other side. And I still remember it swung 4 times in the air. So yeah, it's better advisable. I'm living on grace, So why should I deny the grace? I should have a better car, be safer car. Nothing wrong in it. But just because I have a car, I am somebody. That is a problem. Even with Mercedes, you remain nobody inside. Because when you see a higher car with someone else, જેને ગુજરાતીમાં કહે ને શેરની માથે સવા શેર હોય જ. And the fellow also feels, I have only this Mercedes, but he has a new one. Even if you have the costliest Mercedes, yeah, but he has the latest version, I don't. Yes, Swaminarayan. That's enough to put the fellow on a trip of unhappiness. It is okay. So money is a tender you may need to travel and things like that. Anyway, coming back to this, that if one doesn't see, that is a mudati. And that is because 2 reasons. Asad grahat. Asad means what is asad? Remember the word asad. What it is not worth, but you take it to be worthy. Like even as a children, we always looked upon some toys and dolls and games and as a sense of fulfillment. Those marbles. I should have so many new marbles and felt fulfilled. When I got a new dress, I felt fulfilled. Sense of content. Wow, I'm going to get a new dress. I'm going to get new set of marbles. They no more can give you fulfillment. That is asad grahat. That which is not true to as you look it up. That's a raga. Raga means shobhanadhyas. You put some value on it. It is purely subjective. And holding on to the subjectivity, fellow doesn't have objectivity and ultimately doesn't have reality. That is, first you should have objectivity in terms of vairagya. Cut the things to size, that it is useful for vyavara. Even if it is useful, it is mithya. That discovery is wisdom. And then conduct the vyavara. So wise person is most normal person. A grahasti is abnormal. And so-called otherwise with this stress is also abnormal. Okay. Anyway, that is asmudadi asad grahat. And that fellow, Atmaha, he is killing himself. What does it mean, himself? When you misuse or disuse or abuse a thing, or when it is worth, for what it is worth, it is killing the things. Like even having a Rolls-Royce car, and you decide to travel in Ahmedabad or Bombay market, better don't travel. It is not meant in, especially never go with a good car in Delhi. Every third car I have seen has some dent or some scratch. However new it may be. This is typical of Delhi culture. It is not meant for this kind of roads, and you use it for that. The safest thing to use is electric scooter. Your office is only 1 kilometer. You go in on a scooter, electric scooter, enjoy. Just wear some helmet, and that also not necessary. It will not travel beyond 20 kilometers per hour. And anyway, in metros, you may have a sedan. It is also doesn't travel by more than 20. In fact, it travels at 10 kilometers. So enjoy that. Anyway, coming back to this, that this Atmaha means you don't see the self. Very beautifully mentioned in Ishavasya Upanishad. Asurya namate lokaha andhena tamsa bhuta. Tamste pretya vigacchandi yekecha atmahano jana. Atmahana jana. Pretya gacchandi. Pretya means mrutva gacchandi. Asuryana. Asuraha. And asurasya loka asurya. Asura means not just simply demon. They translated demon. And our typical asura is with the horns and sometimes with the canine teeth. And the expression also different, like our typical Ravana of Ramayana, in a black clothes and with eyes, makeup and all that. Shruti doesn't care to talk about this adharmika. The fellow, Shruti talks of fellow who is dharmika, living a life of dharma, values and kartavyas and having some religious life, doing some puja part, etc. Asusu ramante iti asura. Asusu means indriya bhogeshu ramante. The fellow reveals in sensual pleasure. So he wants to go to heaven just because I get better pleasures. It is a typical like some of the Indians aspiring. I want to go to US, come what may, on a fake passport also, on an illegal route also, because I want to enjoy that life. This is Asura Loka. Rakshasa, Asura and Asuras are the one who cannot think beyond sensual pleasure. This fellow thinks of sensual pleasure by the path of dharma. He has some ethics, some values, and does his duty, his or her duties regularly, does his seva part, puja, etc., and has some religious life. But Bhagavan, see that my business deal is done. Hey Bhagavan, please help that to get a good son-in-law for my daughter. Oh, there is offer from such and such a family. Though we are billionaire, but they are more billionaire than us. So let's have them. Ultimately, aspiring the things which can never give him or her the fulfillment. So, Asuraha. This fellow is Asuraha. And that fellow, which fellow is Asuraha? And which fellow will go to Asura Loka? Asurya Loka means Lokas for Asuras. Asuras mean Lokas for those who want only sensual pleasure. That means Buhu, Bhuva, Swaha, Mahajana, Tapa, Satyam. He wants some Urdhva Loka, some better pleasures. So ultimately reveling in Kama. The fellow doesn't grow. He has mustaches and beard, but has only desire to have some sensual pleasure. What is the use of this? He has grown up very much. He has grey hair also. What is the use of those all nonsense things? Grey hair. Even sometimes they become bald also. But doesn't make sense. So anyway, thing is, this fellow who is holding on to Asat, they will go, they are called Atma. Eke cha Atma Hanojana. It's a self-destructive. Exactly like self-goal in a football match. There are so many incidents when the team player erroneously hits the ball in such a way that near the goalie, he makes a goal for other team. The goalkeeper is thinking that he is my teammate, so would never send this way. So he is not on guard. And this fellow does exactly opposite to what he or she has to do. So they have killed the team. They have killed the chances of their victory. Similarly, pursuing sense object, killing yourself in a sense, this janma is meant for moksha. And that you don't work for it. It is a Surya Loka. They will go Atmahano. They are Atmahana. They are the killers of the self. You miss the obvious. The most obvious is Atma. Nobody can miss. Can you miss I am? I am there. Oh, let me see. I have not seen myself long ago. Was I here? You are. Aham asmi svata siddha. It is ever shining. I am there all the time in all the three states, waking, dream, and sleep also. I was there. Therefore, on waking up, we say, oh, I slept very happily. I had a sound sleep. You don't know you had a sound sleep. You ask the neighbor. He tell you had a sound sleep. Puj Swamiji used to say, what is sound sleep? That is sound making sleep. A fellow makes so much of sound that others. When we take these camps at Rishikesh, 15, 20 years ago, one gentleman told me. So after the Satsanga class, he said, he asked me, I want to see you. I said that I somehow couldn't find the time. I said, come now, after Satsanga. No, can you give me some? I said, okay, I gave him. Then I was wondering why he refuses to come. Satsanga gets over by 9:15. Does he sleep so early? He said, why you want? Yes, I have to sleep early. What? I thought he must be having a habit of sleeping early. I have to sleep early. What do you mean by I have to sleep early? You see, all the three are great snoring guys. When one sleeps, rest two cannot sleep. So we always try to get into bed first and get into sleep. Suppose you don't get a good sleep earlier, that is enough. For next 2-3 hours, the sound making sleep is so big, you just can't sleep. So the fellow says, I had a sound sleep. That means you were there. I slept happily. There is in Western culture, there is a courtesy. So how are you? Swamiji, you had a good sleep? I said, I don't know what is bad sleep anyway, but I can't tell them. I have to say thank you very much. I really had a good sleep. And did you relax yesterday? Yeah, I had a good sleep. I don't know whether he had a good or not, but they have to say this. When you ask somebody, how are you? Fine, thank you. There is nothing fine except the word, but you have to say, fine, thank you. Say, really, I had a very good sleep. From his eyes, I can make out. Yesterday, Martha took him to, Martha or Sweetie, whatever it is, has taken him to task, and fellow had a good trailer for the future to come. And has not slept. His eyes show that, but still, a good sleep. How do you know you had a good sleep? You were there. The most obvious is the self, but still we miss the self. As they say, it is $1 billion question. What? Who am I? The most thing that you have taken for granted is myself. You just take yourself to be granted. This is what I am. That's it. But did you ever inquire that I may be something other than what I think I am. Never. Never. That is called Asatgraha. That is called Atmaha. You miss the obvious. I tell this story, Puj Swamiji tells in this context, used to tell, but I tell in the context of education. There is a character called Sherlock Holmes, the spy character in those days. Like James Bond is a movie character, and there were novels of Agatha Christie, of Sherlock Holmes. So he's a spy, and he and his buddy Watson, supporter, whatever, they went on expedition to catch culprit. So they came to know that fellow is in this village. So they thought, let us get him in the morning. Otherwise, suppose he runs away in the darkness. The village was in a dense, obviously in a remote area. There were no lightings on the all the way road, and he can go anywhere, and if it's difficult. So let's go to our daytime. So if he runs, we can know where it is. Okay, so they pitched their tent. Just outside the village, there was a forest. That's why they hesitated to catch him. In the forest, they pitched the tents and they slept. And both of them told each other, let's wake up at 4:35 and catch him. He's with his wife, so obviously she will open the door. So before in the bed, let's get him by 6 as the dawn, as the sun, the brightness starts. And they said, let's make sure that we wake up at 4:35 and go there. There was something to be walked to also. At the middle of the night, Watson wakes up the Sherlock Holmes, gives his elbow to Watson. Watson, wake up. Watson, wake up. Alright, Sherlock, wake up. Holmes, wake up. He was in a sound sleep. That's Madhyam Padlopi. Sound making sleep, just simple sound sleep. Madhyam Padlopi Samasa. Sai like Saka Parthiva. So he was sound sleep. He took time. He said, what is that? It's so nice. He looked at the watch. It's only 1:32. Yeah, come on, sleep. And he turned back and slept. Watson again hit the elbow. Wake up, Holmes, wake up. So he turned and flat and still sleepy. He said, what's it, Watson? Look up! And the fellow looked up. My God, it was clear sky, which is rare in the Western world. And the stars were twinkling. Oh. Then Watson says, do you see all the stars? Astronomically, this galaxy is that Watson gave him a knowledge. Repeat. Then he quieted. Then he said, astrologically, I have studied Indian astrology. The Shani is here and Mangal is there and all that he can. Horological. Horological means what's the time and all that. So it looks like 1:32. And theologically, if you look at it, oops, God must be all powerful. He must be omniscient, omnipotent. Who can create? Sherlock Holmes got angry, got up from the bed and said, idiot, why don't you see properly? I'm telling you, I'm seeing you also saw. Idiot, the whole tent is gone. Therefore, you're seeing the sky. And we have come on expedition to catch the thief. Somebody took away our tent. What horologically and astrologically? He said, catastrophically, this is the problem. Similarly, you may have all the things, but it's a catastrophically, you miss the self, Because the that is the thing that counts for a successful living. You are successful only when you know the self. Otherwise, this is a failure. And that is a Atma. The only human birth has a possibility to discover the self. And neither you discover nor you go to a guru, because that fellow is busy in artha, kama, dharma, doesn't go to guru, doesn't surrender to guru, doesn't study shastra, doesn't do note writing and mananam, and will that. So, and that fellow also said, Watson was little over well read. He says, materiologically, tomorrow should be sunny day. He said, idiot, now it is a blank night, dark day, and somebody took away the text. It is exactly like you may have 10 zeros, but without one. Doesn't make any sense. One is Atma. Then 1 zero will make 10. 2 0, 100, 3 zeros, 1,000, 4, 10,000, 5, 100,000, 6, 1 million, 7 zeros. Goes on. It makes, then 10 zeros make sense. Even 1 zero makes sense 10 times or infinity more than that zero. So, Asatgrahat Atmaha, the fellow is destroying or killing himself by holding on to wrong values, wrong goals, improper goal of the life. Extra value, imputing the value on Vishayas and Lokas. And that are a typical Indian story. And then when Raja and Prince and Princess got united and they enjoyed and they were happy and lived peacefully forever. They lived peacefully forever. Thank God they didn't get married. That's why they lived peacefully. If they get married, anyway, I don't want to know. No, nothing on married people. Okay, just take it easy. So they lived happily forever without self-knowledge. How is it possible? It is not possible, Puj Swamiji often used to say, Swamiji, people used to come, retired people. Now, Swamiji, I have almost on the verge of retirement, and my son is in US earning very well, and every month he's sending $300, $400 for us, and I have my pension and my own house, and his son is also very well settled in the US. He is given a rise in the company and all that. The only one thing is left out, then I'll come to you. What? I want to get him married and settled. Then I will come. Swami says, he's settled, don't unsettle him. Once he gets settled, you use the word, typical Indian. Settle ho jayega. Kya settle ho jayega? Anyway, coming back to this point, the point is, unless you turn away with some maturity, that is maturity. From small things we blow up. Somebody might say somebody, that's enough, my relation is over. I will never do that. And what's a big deal here? Let him say, you know what you are, why should you bother? Why should you bother? It is like that good old story that the Mahatma was going, and then people make fun and have all kinds of things. He is a liability to society, looks like that and doesn't do, and they are thieves and they are kidnappers and all. Mahatma kept walking. One guy at the end of the village, he said, hey, why are you walking away? Listen, all this, there is nothing on your face. Yes, there is nothing on my face. He says, why? He just picked up some dust and stones. Come on, take this. Fellow got little apprehensive. He is giving stones and dust, maybe something mantra tantra. No, I don't want to take it. It's fine. Then Mahatma said, okay. Then he started walking. He said, you didn't reply me. I said, I replied you. Mahatma said, what you replied? You just gave me some dust and some pebbles and one stone. That's an answer. What do you mean by answer? He said, when I gave you this and you refused to take it, where will it remain? It will remain with me. So you give me all abuses. I don't take it. You keep it for you. All gali, you keep it for you. I don't take it. Why you take people's words so seriously? Why you empower others to make you unhappy? Them say. Exactly like elephant, we say. Every language has this saying. When elephant walks through the village, all the dogs will bark at him. Elephant has nothing done, has no grievance, or has not done any action against dogs. The dog lives in the street and those street children might have thrown some pebbles and stones to him. But elephant doesn't do anything. And the villages, typical Indian villages will come out, hey, Gajaraj with Ganesha has come and do puja and give him banana and all that. Elephant doesn't care whether dogs bark or whether they do my puja. No, don't blow up the things. Small things we blow up. He told me like that. They are people, if I tell something, they feel bad. Why? I am telling for your good. You better attend classes and if you listen to me, you will grow. No, but why should I be told? Okay, you better, there are Atlantic Ocean is available. Go and jump and be in the Samsara Ocean or Pacific Ocean, whatever the choice is given. Urdhvayoni, Adhoyoni. You have it this route or that route. This is blowing the things out of proportion. And then we become unhappy. I have seen brahmacharis while we were studying. They wanted to live just because food was not to that what they were used to. You are bartering moksha for food. And that to a teacher like Puj Swamiji. That is how people have different values. That is where Shraddha comes. Whatever Guruji says, I hold on. This attitude must have been in those days. Therefore, there is a prayer, Sahana Bhavtu, Sahano Gunaktu, Saha Viryam Karvavahi, Tejasvino Vadhitamastu, Ma Vitvishava. May I not have Dvesha. In Arshakala, where the student wanting the knowledge used to travel to teacher and seek the knowledge. But they say, Ati Parichaya Jayate Avagna. When you know somebody closely, there is a possibility of disrespect. Or psychology, they say once you start giving the other person a comfort zone in you, that means when the other person starts trusting you, that's it. You be ready for calamity. Is all unconscious. All childhood problems, all transference will come to you. People have so much of load, unconscious load. So that will definitely come. And that turns the other fellow out. So coming back to this, we have to have Shraddha. Whatever it is, hold on. Just one knowledge. That commitment, if one doesn't have, he or she is Atma. We'll see. I think next shloka in next class. Well, unfortunately, the class on 20th will not be there. Let me finish Shanti Mantra and I'll tell you how. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam मुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। श्री गुरु